I didn't introduce myself. I'm Chantel. I'm Jackie's daughter. Nice to meet you. I'm Chantel, Jackie's daughter. Nice to meet you.
For years, Jackie Christie has been a bold face on Basketball Wives. Fans know her as loud, passionate, and always fiercely protective of her husband, Doug Christie. That same fiery energy carried into how she presented her family. Jackie constantly preached about loyalty, honesty, and how much family meant to her. She wanted the world to see her as the perfect wife and mother who stood tall through everything. But her daughter, Chantel Christie, recently shattered that image. What Chantel revealed left viewers, supporters, and even family members questioning everything they thought they knew about the Christies. It wasn't just a small disagreement between mother and daughter. It was an earthquake that cracked the foundation of their entire family story. Chantel's revelation didn't appear out of thin air. The tension had been building quietly for years, hidden behind staged smiles and public appearances. Behind closed doors, Chantel carried doubts, confusion, and feelings of being left out. She often felt like an outsider in her own home. When she finally spoke, it wasn't just about exposing Jackie. It was about uncovering decades of secrets, manipulation, and lies. At the center of this storm is the question of paternity. Who is Chantel's real father? And why has Jackie gone to such lengths to keep that truth hidden? Alongside that question come accusations of emotional neglect, legal manipulation, and betrayals that stretch back more than 20 years. One quiet afternoon, Chantel stepped into a small private clinic in Glendale. There was no camera crew following her, no flashing lights, and no dramatic entrances. Just her, a sealed envelope, and the weight of decades of uncertainty. Doug Christie had always been introduced as Chantel's father. On paper, in interviews, and during television appearances, Jackie never let that image waver. She insisted on keeping the picture of the perfect basketball family alive. Doug coached Chantel's games, walked red carpets with her, and treated her like his own flesh and blood. But Chantel had heard whispers her whole life. Rumors linked her mother to Chris Webber, another basketball figure close to the Christies during the early 2000s. Those whispers never left Chantel's mind. She wanted to know the truth once and for all. So she gathered DNA samples, one from Doug, another from Chris. She waited for the results, expecting clarity. What came back, however, didn't just surprise her. It completely flipped her world upside down. Neither Doug nor Chris was a match. Instead, the report listed a man Chantel had never heard of, Clarence Knox. When Chantel first saw Clarence's name, she didn't recognize it. He wasn't someone she'd heard about at family dinners. Jackie had never once spoken of him. But when Chantel finally asked her mother about Clarence, Jackie froze. That silence said more than words ever could. Clarence, it turned out, wasn't some random name. In the early 2000s, he worked as a physical trainer for the Sacramento Monarchs. Around that same time, Jackie was still building her image in the basketball community. Sources later revealed that Jackie and Clarence had been romantically involved during that period. When Jackie became pregnant, however, she quickly distanced herself from Clarence. Why? According to people close to the situation, Jackie didn't want anyone knowing she was linked to someone outside the NBA spotlight. Clarence didn't have the fame or status she craved. To protect her rising image, Jackie cut him out of the picture. But the story went deeper. Court documents, long sealed and hidden, show that Clarence's name originally appeared on Chantel's birth certificate. Just months later, however, it was removed and replaced with unknown. A retired court administrator later came forward, admitting he had been paid to change those records. He claimed Jackie handed over nearly $30,000 to erase Clarence's connection. That wasn't just an edit on paper, it was rewriting history. Think about it. Who pays that much money to delete a name, unless there's a massive secret to hide? Jackie wasn't just protecting herself, She was shaping the story of her entire family. For years, Clarence stayed quiet, unaware he even had a daughter. When the DNA results became public, he finally spoke out. He didn't storm social media with angry posts. He didn't seek revenge. Instead, Clarence held a small press conference. A few folding chairs, a simple microphone, and a handful of reporters filled the room. Nervous but calm, Clarence said, "Jackie never told me I had a daughter, but now that I know, I'd like to be her father, if she'll let me." The words were simple, but the impact was powerful. People in the room started clapping, and soon the video spread online. Within hours, thousands reacted. Some were furious with Jackie for keeping the truth from Clarence. Others were moved by his sincerity, saying Clarence showed more love in a few sentences than Jackie ever did on television. Doug, Jackie's husband, had always been her strongest supporter. Through years of reality TV chaos, Doug stood by her side, protecting their image as a strong couple. He never treated Chantel as anything less than his own. But the DNA test results blindsided him. Even worse, Doug didn't learn about it from Jackie. He found out the same way everyone else did, through leaked documents online. The betrayal hit deep. Instead of issuing a public statement, Doug made a quiet but devastating move. He legally cut ties with Chantel as her parent. No long interviews, no dramatic speeches. Just a single Instagram story, a black screen with the words, "Sometimes silence is the only way to heal. I hope the best for her." Shortly after, he deleted photos and logged off. For a man who had been Jackie's anchor for decades, that silence spoke louder than anything else. Doug had lost not just a daughter, but trust in the woman he had shared his life with. For years, Chris Webber's name floated around in whispers. Many assumed he was the absent father who had abandoned Chantel. He stayed quiet, letting the rumors swirl, often painted as cold and irresponsible. But Chris had his own truth. Voicemails later leaked, revealing Chris confronting Jackie. He claimed he had been sending her large sums of money for years, more than $800,000 in total, through wire transfers to a company linked to Jackie. There were no legal child support agreements, no court orders, just quiet monthly payments. Why would a man send nearly $1 million without proof of fatherhood? Chris's legal team now believes Jackie manipulated him into paying hush money to protect her image. Now, Chris is preparing lawsuits for fraud and emotional distress. The scandal eventually moved from private whispers to the courtroom. Jackie arrived under tight security, her usual bold personality noticeably dimmed. Producers from VH1 tried to blend into the crowd, eager to capture the drama. Chantel took the stand, visibly nervous, but determined. She played secret recordings from her home. In one clip, Jackie's voice could be heard saying, "You're a Christie. Don't ever talk about Clarence. That name is over." The courtroom erupted. This wasn't just about paternity anymore. It had grown into a case of fraud, coercion, and years of emotional manipulation. Judges allowed the case to expand beyond fatherhood. It was now about lies told to the public, money taken under false pretenses, and the psychological damage left in the wake. As court evidence surfaced, fans started re-watching old Basketball Wives episodes. Suddenly, moments that once seemed harmless looked suspicious. Whenever asked about Chantel's father, Jackie often dodged the question or gave vague responses like, "She's a Christie, and that's all that matters." Back then, fans thought she was simply being dramatic for television. Now, those clips appeared as calculated attempts to bury the truth. This sparked outrage. Did VH1 know about the deception? The network denied having any knowledge, insisting the show only aired what was filmed. But audiences weren't convinced. Many accused reality TV of exploiting family struggles while ignoring deeper truths. Some even suggested Jackie leaned into the cameras on purpose, using the chaos of reality television as cover. If drama played out on screen, people would assume it was all just for ratings. While lawyers fight, fans debate, and media outlets scramble, Chantel is caught in the center. For years, she felt unseen, unheard, and undervalued in her own family. Now she's carrying the weight of exposing a lifetime of secrets. Her relationship with Jackie is in ruins. Doug has stepped away. Chris is demanding justice. Clarence is stepping forward, hoping to build a bond. Chantel must now decide. Does she forgive, rebuild, or walk away completely? This scandal isn't just about one family. It raises bigger questions about how far people will go to protect an image, especially in the world of fame and reality TV. It shows the damage that secrets can cause when hidden for years. Jackie wanted to be remembered as the strong, loyal wife who kept her family together. But if Chantel's revelations are true, then Jackie built her empire on lies. Lies that hurt not just her husband, but her daughter most of all. So here's the question. Was Jackie acting out of fear, trying to protect her family's image from public judgment? Or was she only protecting herself at everyone else's expense? And what about Chantel? Should she forgive and move forward, or leave everything behind and start fresh with Clarence? This story isn't over. With more court documents, leaked recordings, and behind-the-scenes footage surfacing, the truth will keep unraveling. One thing is certain, the Christie family will never look the same again. This family drama is far from finished, and every new detail brings more shocking truths. Do you think Chantel should forgive or finally walk away? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the next update.